And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is episode 36 of Off the Ropes with John and Josh. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to your left, you have the contender. He hails from Auburn, New York, weighing in at 200 and some odd pounds, because I forgot to ask. His name is Josh Rayner.
That's right. I am
your
here
right.
to take names, kick ass, chew bubblegum. One of those things I have the ability to do. I don't know.
To your right, you have your defending and reigning current champion. I'm from Fredonia, New York. I don't want to disclose my weight because I'm embarrassed. And I will kick Josh's ass because I feel like it, but I probably won't win.
Fair. I like it.
This is Off the Ropes.
That's right.
Now,
welcome, everybody. Welcome.
As I stated, we're here today to talk about the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
And some news.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a few things.
What do you got for us on the news chopping block today, Josh?
Oh, man. If we're going to get right into it, man, then I think you know exactly what time it is. It's time for some breaking kayfabe. Kayfabe. That's right. So we just have a few stories here that I wanted to kind of dive into. The biggest one, of course, Shane McMahon has been fired from the WWE. Yeah, John, this is some crazy stuff. Like, you know, it's not like it's the first time that he's disappeared from the company.
But this had a lot to do with the Royal Rumble, so this is fitting. Like, apparently, he pulled so much shit backstage of the Royal Rumble, like trying to get people to do like massive double duty, and like he wanted Seth in the Royal Rumble, and Seth was like, "For what? I have no reason being in there."
Yeah,
and then he wanted Brock to win. He wanted himself to be one of like the final three guys in the ring. Like, so much shit was all Shane McMahon, and it's like, what the fuck are you thinking, Shane? First off, you still wrestle like this is the early 90s. You come in there with your fucking little wannabe rabbit punches like you're hurting somebody. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, your footwork is better than your handwork. And what's even better is your mic work. So back the fuck off, put a mic in your hand, and put yourself in your daddy's position. Otherwise, well, now you don't have a chance. Bye.
And you want to know what's the more sad part about it? And I mean sad as in kind of like pathetic. He wanted to be one of the last three, like, in the ring, right?
Yeah.
He was literally the third to the last to come out. He didn't even want to spend time in the ring. No. He just didn't want to get booted out too soon.
Yeah, and he was going to be one of the guys who he was going to become like a main staple on Raw again, and he was going to have a match at Mania. For what?
Yeah,
what the fuck do you need match for anyway?
It's like I always liked Shane, but like it's bullshit. It's bullshit, and it's like
I will say this. I am sad that he got fired for his actions, but I will not fucking miss him at this point if this is the bullshit that he's going to try to pull.
Yeah. Do you think a different company will try to bring him in? Like, I feel like do
you want my personal opinion or do you want my professional opinion?
Let's hear both.
My personal opinion is I hope for the sake of their companies, no.
Yeah.
My professional opinion is that Shane McMahon, if kept on a tight enough leash, could do good for the right company. He has something that other talent who has been released lately doesn't. And that is called inside knowledge.
That is true. I think if another company were to pick him up, honestly, keep him off air.
Yes.
He doesn't need to be in the ring. You know, like,
unless you're going to keep him really, really, really far away from the title picture. But I mean, it's Shane McMahon.
I was going to say, I feel like he's going to work himself in it somehow. I just keep him out of actual, like,
it'll be
he could be on air as just like a face, just there, you know, but keep him out of the ring.
Honestly, it would be if, like, you remember back in like the mid 2000s when like TNA would pick up a WWE guy and they would instantly get a WWE or an Impact title shot.
Yeah,
it would be just like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But honestly, no, I'm not sad that he's gone. I don't understand what went through his head this time. Like, he's had his 15 minutes of fame. Let these younger guys shine now. Yeah. We've been saying this for a long time. There is a lot of talent right now that needs to get pushed into the light so that tomorrow's generation can be ready to go. And they're failing hard.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know if he was trying to sabotage himself. It's like, how did you not know that this kind of push was going to end not well?
Right? Like this one backfired on him so bad.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks that he got fired, but honestly, I don't care.
No.
I just don't. Like, sorry, guy. I just don't care that much. Somebody I do, however, care a bit more about, Shinsuke Nakamura. I love that guy. Apparently, he has not defended in 5 months, and he is now set to defend that IC title. John, I hadn't realized that it had been 5 months.
Well, for the majority of the last few months, he's been injured.
Yeah.
Like, they've kept him on screen and doing nothing, really. But, I mean, like, yeah, he's been hurt. I guess he broke his hand. Okay. Or, like, hand-wrist. But, yeah. I'm really excited that he's going to defend the title. I mean, maybe we can finally start seeing some good shit happen with that.
Yeah, it's been since the end of September.
Who do you want to see become the next IC champ?
Well, it looks like he's going to be facing off against Sami Zayn. And I wouldn't be opposed to that. You know, I really like Sami. I really like Sami. He does some good. He's good in ring, and he's got a funny gimmick. Like the stuff that he does, it makes me laugh.
Like the conspiracy gimmick?
Yeah, it's too funny just because he makes it so ridiculous.
It is.
I like that part of it, and I wouldn't be opposed to him winning and then having some sort of little feud with Johnny Knoxville. It would be hilarious.
They won't bring Knoxville back.
I mean, you never know, man. You never know, because apparently they've been going at they're kind of doing stuff on like Twitter and shit.
Really?
So I wouldn't.
Maybe
I wouldn't put it past them to bring him back at least once if Sami were to win the title.
I mean, that could be interesting. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I feel like the IC title lately especially gets shafted so much, and it's such a prestigious title, really. It's got such a long history behind it. It deserves more respect.
True.
And so I hope that maybe we'll get the chance to get more respect on it, but we'll see. And our last story, like I said, guys, real quick, not a lot of news that we're going to be covering, real quick stuff. CM Punk has officially lost his first singles match in 8 years. January of 2014 was the last time he lost it. He lost against Roman Reigns, I believe.
You know what the really funny thing is, though, is I just love the headline. Because it's like, for most of that, he hasn't been wrestling.
Still, man. Hey, just saying. 8 years, man. It's an impressive amount of time.
The match with MJF was a really decent match, too.
Yeah.
It was anybody's game. So
where do you think CM Punk is headed in this company, in AEW? Like, where do you think his trajectory is headed?
Once the next person takes over the heavyweight championship, because I know Hangman will be dropping it soon. I'm assuming they're going to start to try to push him up a little bit more.
Yeah,
because
I feel like it would be a mistake if they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, Punk is. I mean, he hasn't lost a step. Punk is still just as talented today as he was 10, 11 years ago.
That's true. Very, very true. So I'm excited.
I'm not saying he needs the championship, though. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying put the gold on him because he's CM Punk. I'm saying if the feel is right, put the title on him. But I'm really glad that so far most of the guys who have been AEW champion have been AEW homegrown talent.
Yeah.
Well, except for Jericho. Jericho's just late champion.
That is true, man. No matter where he goes, man, he makes an impact.
I mean, he would tell you he's the best ever.
He's not the best ever at movie trivia. I'll tell you that.
Ooh,
Oh,
showdown burn.
Oh, sorry, you're 0-2, man.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up Breaking Kayfabe, which brings on Josh's favorite point in the show.
That's right. We're headed into the main show.
You should just get like a little like segue graphic to go across with like you
doing
the big show.
I need to like record myself doing it, and then make some sort. I just play the graphic every time. I think that would be perfect. Absolutely. So for the main show.
Oh, go ahead.
What are we going to be talking about, John?
The Royal Rumble.
That's right.
Now, before I talk about the Rumble, there's something really cool that I found out about Brock Lesnar that I kind of want to discuss with you.
Okay.
So I found out that upon Brock Lesnar's return, when he returned, like, what was it? SummerSlam?
So that sounds about right.
He had the beard and the braid, like the longer hair. So I found out with this return, he had a couple of requests.
Okay.
One of his requests, he didn't want Paul Heyman anymore.
Okay. So that's why they did this stuff.
That's why they did the swerve.
Okay.
2, he wanted to be himself. They asked him if he would go back to the short hair and shave his beard, and he said, "Nah, I'm happy right now."
I love his look. I would say that much. I absolutely love his look now.
As a guy who supports that look, I get it.
Yeah.
But he also wanted to be, I guess, when Brock isn't on TV, he's a very sarcastic, smart-ass, joke-telling person.
Okay.
Which is the Brock Lesnar you've been seeing on TV lately.
Yeah.
That was part of his return agreement. He said, "I will do more work if you guys let me be this person." He just wanted to be more comfortable.
Yeah.
And I was listening to an interview with Paul Heyman, and Heyman said, Brock is a bunch of things that people don't get to see when he's on screen, especially when I'm talking for him. But it's because most of the time when Paul's talking, it's because Brock doesn't feel comfortable.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that makes fucking sense. Yeah. I was like, and it makes sense as to why, like, when he was a face the first time in like 2001, 2002, Paul Heyman wasn't with him then either. Because, he can be himself. And I was like, knowing that, going into watching this Rumble, I was like, that makes a lot more sense as to why the swerves that were done were put down the way they were.
Yeah.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will now talk about the Royal Rumble.
All right. So I know, I'm assuming you didn't wind up watching the kickoff.
No.
Because I essentially told you not to bother. Because they didn't even bother to have a match during this kickoff show. Like I always watch them because you never know.
You do.
And most of the time, they do have a match during the kickoff show. Not this time. No match. They could have done either of the tag team titles. They could have done the U.S. title. Obviously, Shinsuke is ready to like get back in the ring. He was there. He was in the Rumble.
Well,
they could have done an IC match.
I know with Shinsuke, at least, it was they didn't want to risk him getting re-hurt before the Rumble.
That makes sense.
I can assume that the Raw tag titles weren't defended because both of the Street Profits were in the Rumble.
Yeah, but they had people doing double duty.
I know. I know, but I'm just saying. I'm assuming that's why. But here's the thing, though. The Usos weren't there to back up Roman, and they weren't in the Rumble. So they could have pre-showed.
Yeah.
And just had a match against anybody.
Yeah, there you
go.
Like
the Viking Raiders or something. So I'm not 100% sure why that one wasn't done.
Yeah.
Or why the United States Championship. Well, again, Priest was in the Rumble.
Yeah. But yeah, I think right there, weird, the Usos, that would have been perfect. Would have put them on there. Gotten somebody else, another team, some action on the event, but nothing.
Now,
what I thought also let me ask you a question real quick. I thought that they weren't supposed to call Becky the Man anymore because of the whole lawsuit with Ric Flair.
From what I understand, they're not supposed to, but yeah, they did a bunch of times.
They did a bunch of times during the kickoff show. Sonya Deville was saying it. She said it like fucking like 8 times. Like, I'm just like,
I stopped
okay.
asking.
Like, I guess she's the man, even though they can't brand her as that anymore.
What I thought was really weird is that there was a lot of, like, I've got the note during the WWE Championship match, but I'll talk about it now. They used the word dissipate quite a bit during this pay-per-view.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that. I'm one of
those people, like, I love listening to the commentators, and Pat McAfee really pulled out his A game. That he was so fucking pumped the entire time.
He's good on commentary, man. I gotta say, he is good on commentary.
But, like, he used it during the Roman and Seth match.
Okay.
Or no, sorry. He used it during the Becky Doudrop match, like 3 times, and then used it again like twice during the Bobby and Brock.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what the fuck? Why is he saying dissipate so much? Like, I've never heard people be like, dissipation, dissipate. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't know, man. I think I would have to go back and rewatch it just to try to.
I will also say that overall, I didn't hate this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, last year's Royal Rumble, I remember watching it and being like, I wasted fucking like 3 hours of my time. And this year I was like...
Wasn't as bad as the one before it, though, John.
No. But let's jump in, shall we? Let's...
I had one last thing from the kickoff show, and technically they re-show this thing before the match that it's for, but I put my note down here. They did the little lead-up package for Lesnar and Lashley.
Oh, yeah.
And they showed this clip of Brock saying that if they had already met, he'd have beat Bobby and they wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
And I honestly think he's right, because if you think about it, okay, Lesnar was there 2002 to 2004. Let's say he stuck around a little bit, okay? Because Bobby Lashley didn't come until the next year. He came in 2005. So let's say he stuck around and they did match up at some point. Lesnar was like at the height of his career when he was in there. And Lashley was nothing really. They were trying hard to push him as the next Brock Lesnar. They really were.
Oh, yeah.
I feel there's no possible way in my mind. Hell, even 2 years ago, I don't even think Lashley would even have a chance at beating Brock Lesnar.
Well, it's funny because I thought about that too during that promo package, where I thought back and I was like, had Brock Lesnar not left at WrestleMania 20, like you said, and he would have stuck around, he would have been one of the top guys of the company for years to come. I don't even think John Cena would have been the guy John Cena was.
Yeah.
Because of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, John Cena started rising up through the ranks after Lesnar left the company.
Yeah.
And I was like, so think about this. Guys like Edge, guys like John Cena, Eddie Guerrero was at the height of his career when, Brock Lesnar was doing. But, like, think of the guys who came afterwards. Some of them might not have become who they became.
Yeah, it's very true. It's an interesting what if. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To think about, like, if Lesnar had stuck, like, he was there for 2 years. I mean, yeah, technically he was in OVW for like 2 years, but he was in the main WWE.
He was on the main roster
2 years. That's it. Until he eventually came back after his MMA stuff. But it's just wild to think about that he had such an impact in 2 years. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about it.
It's funny because Bobby Lashley also had an impact, but that was called TNA, and he still sucked.
He still sucked. Yeah, I've never liked him. I will say this. I will take Brock Lesnar over Bobby Lashley any day of the week.
I will say this. There was a point when Bobby Lashley was still like back when, like, he was the ECW championship and, like, he was doing his feud with Umaga.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's not bad. He's not the guy that, like...
It's because they weren't shoving him down our throats.
No, that's true. But there's some funny shit I'll get to when we get to his match anyway, because I noticed some real funny shit throughout the night.
Okay. I'll always like funny shit.
I know you do. So, ladies and gentlemen, the opening of the show saw the Universal Championship on the line as Roman Reigns defended his title against Seth freaking Rollins.
Seth freaking Rollins. First off, John, I want to know your thoughts on the name change real quick.
For Seth Rollins?
Yeah. I don't think we've actually really talked about it.
It's because it hasn't been a long change thing, but yeah, it's kind of funny.
I like it.
Seth freaking Rollins.
I like that's like officially what like pops up on the screen. Like I don't know, I dig it.
So
I'm a fan.
Usually, I complain about the whole champion coming out first, but it worked with the whole Royal Rumble thing because Seth got that surprise Shield entrance.
Yes,
and you could see Roman's face being like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked if Seth came out first. Through the, it just wouldn't have worked.
No,
it wouldn't have worked. Yeah.
It
would have been cool for us, but it wouldn't have worked because like Roman wouldn't have been there to see it.
Yeah. So, yeah. I thought though that it was a really well done little throw out there because like he's been teasing him with the Shield shit for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
He brought up the whole turn thing a couple weeks ago when he turned down the Shield and hit him with the chair. And so it's kind of cool because we've seen this match once before, but Roman was the face and Seth was the heel. So now it's flipped because now Roman's this massive heel and Seth is the face working. And I'm like, okay. And the match starts. Excuse me.
Dude, this match starts fucking nuts. within the first like maybe 3 minutes, you get Roman getting power bombed through the comm table, and then a big old frog splash in the ring within like the first 3 minutes.
And the 2 suicide dives.
Yeah. It's just I'm like fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, man. I was like, and when he picked him up for the power bomb, I was like, whoa, fuck.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is the only problem I have with this. They're like, oh, it's a shield bomb. And I'm like, no. It would have been a shield bomb if he'd have done the but I was like, whatever. He hits a power bomb.
Yeah,
you want to call it a shield bomb, whatever. Yeah. He power bombed him, and the only thing I thought there was, did he actually work Roman over enough to really get the power bomb though?
That's my point. There was like within the first few minutes, I'm like, how is this happening already? I liked seeing it.
Oh yeah,
but like, did he really earn it?
And that was kind of my thing. I was like, I'll sustain belief enough to allow it this time.
Yeah.
Because it was great to see.
Yeah.
Because you don't typically see Roman get dominated like that. Yeah. So it was like, oh fuck, okay. And then then the tables turn and like Roman gets his side of the fight. And then what I really loved is, I know I'm jumping a little ahead of the match, but I loved that Roman goes for a spear at one point and Seth pedigrees him.
Yeah.
I was like, that is a great fucking counter.
Yeah. I thought this was I'm gonna say this. Up until the end, I thought this was an amazing match.
So
I was loving. I was like, this is a perfect opener, a perfect kickoff match, a pace setter, as we like to call it, until the ending.
I thought the ending was different, but only because not of the match ending itself. After he lets go.
No, I get that. But if this was the second match, I would have no problem with it. But this match was supposed to set the pace for the rest of the show.
Oh, no, I get it.
And the ending killed all of that pacing.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's that's why I have a problem with it.
It was the story for me. Like I had to look at it in a different angle because I already knew most of the shit that happened at Rumble anyway from like spoilers and shit. So I was like, okay, so he got himself disqualified. I'm like, but why? So when he does it, I'm like, for one, all the commentary really builds it up in the final moments. Seth's pulling out all this shit. Roman can't stop him. Where are the Usos when he needs the Usos? They can't be there to help out their cousin. Roman can't do it. And they kept saying it. Roman can't do it. And then he gets him in the guillotine. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, Seth's too small. He can't fucking pick him up. So I was really glad that they showed him, like, he kind of, like, scooches him, like, kind of shimmies him. And then like he goes for the ropes and he falls short. And I was like,
there's that. I want to know your thought. What do you think about the ref essentially putting Seth's hands on the rope?
Well, and that's
because he picked it up for the thing and he drops it on the rope.
Yeah,
Like, Seth didn't reach for it. Like that seems unfair.
And I have a feeling that'll come back around somewhere.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where they're going with it yet, but I have a feeling that's going to come back somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it was also a senior official who did it.
Yeah.
It's not like it was Ref Jess or one of the other 27 referees. It was senior official Charles Robinson.
Yeah, man. Little Nate.
Yeah, Little Nate. But then, like I said, so then after the whole, he's like, come on, Roman, break the hold. 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, oh, shit, Roman's not letting go. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, 4, 5. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So here's where I have a problem with this. So I get that technically going into this match, both guys are heels. So superstars aren't going to come out and help either one of them.
Yeah.
I understand that. Charles Robinson, after that 5 count, should have called for the bell, and security and other referees should have came out and made him let go.
Yeah.
Okay? Make it believable at least. You know, if you're going to ruin the match that they just put on by fucking pulling that ending, keep the fucking pace of it going by at least selling it then.
Yeah.
Okay? Roman's got it locked in. He's not letting me let go. He's making me do this to him. Okay, fine. I fucking believe it. You're fucking going crazy. He's in your head. I get it.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, when he was walking away, he's doing the whole, because I used to do this shit as Johnny Storm.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, it had to be smooth. It had to go smooth. And that's why I knew something was going to happen later on in the night. I didn't know about the fucking twist in that match. So I was like,
yeah, dude, that blew me because I don't know how that didn't get spoiled.
Yeah.
But that blew, I was like, fuck yes.
So I was like, when he's like, it has to go smooth. It has to be. I'm like, what the fuck is he like? Why? And then so he walked away. And then the only other thing I thought they ruined was you can see Seth picking himself up really slow.
Mm.
I think they should have helped Seth to the back.
Yeah.
So you just got your ass fucking beat really bad.
Yeah.
Fucking so you get carried to the back. You'll be fine in a week.
Oh yeah.
Overall, for a curtain jerker, I thought it had great action between the two. It was a hard hitting, it was a fast paced match for the most part. That ending sucked.
I think if they had swapped, or at least, because I have to look at the actual. Hold on, let me take a quick look at the match listing. Yeah, they couldn't have done it. They couldn't have swapped them. But if they had, let's say, pushed this match to after the Women's Rumble and put the mixed tag match as the opener,
yeah,
I think that would have been a good pace setter. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I think, and then I wouldn't have been upset about the ending to this match. And it still would have, you still would have been able to do what happens later because it would have been a few matches later.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I mean, overall, like I said, I didn't hate the match.
Yeah.
I thought the match was great. Just the ending kind of pissed me off. But then
once I saw what happened. I'm glad we're on the same page with that.
Yes. But once I'm gonna epilogue it by saying, not epilogue. What's the one that happens at the end?
Yeah, I think that's the epilogue.
The epilogue?
Yeah.
Because preface is at the beginning.
The prologue.
So I will epilogue it by saying, knowing what happens in the main event, like the main, like the Brock match.
Yeah.
I was more okay with how that match ended because it makes a lot of sense.
As a match, as a piece of storytelling, I'm totally cool with all of it.
Cool.
It's just as the opener, the ending, it bothered me that's how they ended it.
Yes. And that I can agree with.
Yeah.
So then, then we get like the 30, like we're going to go into the 30 women's rumble next, which I thought was like, I was like, wow, already? I was like, okay. So now I know. Josh,
it makes sense because they want to have as much space really between the two, and they don't want to start the show off with it.
No.
It makes sense to me.
So I know you have the list of participants. So if you would like to,
yeah, we'll go through them a little bit. I had mentioned this before we aired, but I'll say it again on air. 15 of the people that were in this match, not on roster.
Yeah,
it was a mix between Hall of Famers, free agents, and then Mickie James as the one Forbidden Door person. 15, which I was like, wow, that's
think about
that's
this. We know that they at least reached out to the Iconics.
The Iconics, Nia Jax claims at least that she did, and she claims that there are others who have not divulged.
Come forward, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, knowing what we know going into this match, that explains why there were so many like shit returns, or like Ivory. Ivory's like, I think she's like 50 some years old, or 60. She's up there in her age.
Yeah,
and it is funny.
It was cool to see her. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of neat. Yeah, okay, I dig it.
Well, it makes sense though as to why they used the rights to censor gimmick, because she didn't have to get physical. Yep. She could do her stick, get eliminated, and in a safe way, because she took a really soft bump.
True.
And be protected.
And she was only in there for 25 seconds.
And then you get people like poor Molly Holly, who her Titantron got fucked up to the music and her gimmick for the night. She came out as Mighty Molly. And as soon as she came out, I knew where they were going with it. I was like, oh, great. Nikki Ash is going to fucking jump her. Sure as shit. And then she eliminates her right away. And I'm like...
20 seconds. I looked at that. I was like, wow. So, I liked what they did with Mighty Molly more than what they did with Ivory, at least.
Yeah. It made sense.
It's something.
Now,
this match started, though, I want to say this. Starts with Sasha Banks and Melina. And I got to say, man, Melina looked good.
Melina looked fucking great.
Dude, she looked so good. And they fucking disrespected her so much.
She botched.
She was in... I don't know, man.
She confirmed it. She wasn't supposed to get eliminated when she did. She fell.
Oh, okay.
She was supposed to catch her footing and get back in the ring.
Because it just didn't look like a botch to me, but okay.
Well,
she's saying it was.
Her ass caught the ropes and she got when she got shoved, she couldn't catch her feet.
So she was the first fucking... She was in less than a minute, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
I felt so. I was like, that's so disrespectful. But if it was a botch, that's different.
If you notice, dude, she throws a legit temper tantrum at the ringside and cries on the floor because she knew she was supposed to be in there longer.
Yeah.
And it sucked because that
was like her chance.
Oh yeah.
You know? It's like, fuck, man. Then let's see, we had I'm just kind of gonna run through. We're not gonna stop and talk about every single person. We had Tamina in there, Kelly. I don't know if you thought this. She looked very different to me, and I don't know if it was just the hair color, but I almost didn't recognize her. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, I follow her on social media, so I've kind of gotten used to how she looks, but she does. She looks a lot different than her ECW days.
And I felt like she was a bit rusty.
Oh, dude, she looked like shit.
Yeah, I was like,
and I will say this, though. Her elimination was fucking funny. I'm going to do this fucking thing that puts me halfway out of the ring. Up, kick, bam! I was like...
Dude, the way she hit the ground, that was the best thing she did. Flat. That was the best thing she did in the whole match.
Chest out, chin back. And
oh, my God. It was harsh, bro. It was harsh.
Oh, man.
Then we got Aaliyah. Because I don't watch the product regularly, so I haven't seen a lot of her. I've seen a little bit, but I liked her. I don't know.
I will say she definitely impressed me in this match.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we had Liv Morgan. Oh man, she put on a fucking great show in this, but they didn't allow her to have any eliminations, which I thought was kind of BS.
I don't know if that was purposely done or if that was an oversight.
I don't know how they book it, how specifically they do that. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
But she was in there for 37 minutes and did not have a single elimination. It was like, oh, geez, that's I hadn't even realized that until I was like looking over the list. I was like, okay. Then we had Queen Zelina, who had like, good. Dude, yeah, she had like this 80s metal hair going on. I dug it. I really liked it. I thought that was pretty cool. We had Bianca Belair. She was in there, I think the most. I think she was the longest one. 47 and a half minutes. Damn. And one elimination. That was it. Just one. And then we had Dana Brooke, who she did pretty. She was only there for a couple of minutes, but she did okay. Michelle McCool was in there. She was in there for a while, man.
She was in there for a while, and she did very good. Like,
yeah, like we talked about Kelly like not looking great in the ring. Michelle McCool was like the opposite of that.
There's a big difference between the two of them.
Oh no, I get that.
One of them is married to a legend.
That's true. Wait. Who's Kelly married to? I'm just messing around.
Mike Knox.
Oh yeah, are they still together?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not even a little bit.
But Michelle, I would totally be down with seeing Michelle McCool like have another run.
Yeah. No, that would be cool.
Lita's having another run. Why not? I'd be totally down.
I mean, Michelle McCool didn't miss a step. Yeah. She was hitting moves left and right. She looked decent. Yeah. Her game was on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Then we had Sonya Deville. So during the pre-show, she talked about when she has the jacket on, she's the official. Yep. When she has the jacket off, she's a wrestler. She's a superstar. She's in the ring. And I thought that was interesting because like she comes out and she sits down, puts the jacket on, and she's an official. And then eventually she does get in there. I think it's when Cameron's in there?
Yeah, it's when Cameron.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because it's something that she does that I'm like, because it's happened a couple times before now, and I haven't addressed it, so I'll address it with her. So she goes over to the announce table and sits down and like joins the announce team until, like you said, until Cameron comes out.
Yeah.
How come more people don't go under the ropes and fight people outside the ring? Like, think about this. I kick you onto the ground. I roll you out of the ring. I get on the mat. I go under the bottom rope. And then I just whoop your ass outside the ring. I can pick up a chair and hit you. I can smash you into the barricade.
Put you through a comm table.
Put you through a comm table. More people don't take advantage of the fact that you don't have to get in the ring right away, or that you can go through the middle ropes or under the ropes or anything else besides over the ropes and be safe.
That's a good point, because like the ring gets real crowded real fast.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of shit is happening. Fuck yeah, let people get out. They spread their wings a little bit.
If it was me, I would totally do like a Sonya Deville. I would go to like, honestly, if it was me, I would jump the guardrail and start doing some autograph signings through the fans. Maybe go to the concession table, get myself a hot dog and a T-shirt. Maybe see if I can.
You would come out with the hot dog and T-shirt.
like they're like,
your music your music would go off and you'd be nowhere. Like, what the fuck?
They're like, where is he? They're like, he's backstage, and like the camera turns on, and I'm like, can I get number one? Yeah, can I get hot dog, mustard? Yo, you guys got T-shirts? Yo, I need that John Cena one. No, not that one. The other one. No, the other one. No, the blue one. Okay, yeah.
See, now that would be hilarious to see in the middle of a fucking Rumble.
I'm going to need that drink with no ice.
No ice. And if there's even one piece of that would be hilarious.
So Sonya sits down, match is going. Who was the next one to come out after?
It's funny because she was out there for a while, right?
Oh, yeah, dude.
She's only in the actual match for like 2 minutes, but she was out there for a bit, which is funny.
There's some shit that goes down, though, during the whole Cameron. I'll get there when we get to there. But
yeah. The next one who comes out is Natalya, who was in there for quite a while.
Dude, she was. She looked good.
Yeah, man. She was, because I mean, she does double duty. I mean, she hadn't yet, but she does double duty during this thing, and I think she looked great in both matches. You know what I mean?
Natalya doesn't do double duty.
I thought it was. Oh no, I'm thinking. Oh, sorry, it's Beth Phoenix who does it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, Beth isn't in the women's.
No, but I mean, she's the one who's in the other match.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking Natalia. No, yeah, you're right. So, yeah, but yeah, Natalia looked great. I think she was in there for like over a half an hour.
Yeah,
just kind of kicking ass, taking names, doing stuff, and then Cameron comes out.
Yes,
that's when she finally comes out.
Now,
and that's when Sonya Deville's like,
because commentary's like, oh, she's good friends with Naomi. They came into the company at the same time. And I guess whatever Sonya Deville's got out for Naomi and their little storyline.
Yeah, they've been feuding, I guess. I loved hearing the Funkadactyl like this.
Dude, I was like on my couch, I'm like, oh yeah. Funk is gonna roll. Funk is gonna somebody call my mama. Somebody call my mama.
I miss that tune, man.
Dude, if she came back and didn't use that theme, I'd be so pissed.
Right? Like, I didn't realize how much I would be excited to hear that until she came out with it. Just saying. So that was pretty cool.
Yep. So then, obviously freaking that's when Sonya Deville gets in the ring and she fucking dumps Cameron like immediately.
Yeah, it's like less than a minute. I think it said 51 seconds is what it says. Yeah. And that's less time than it takes for another competitor to come out.
Yep.
And that next competitor was Naomi.
Yep. Now, here's where I thought something is weird, by the way. Okay. So your best friend gets dumped over the top rope. She goes over to her, barely fucking checks on her, and then gets in the ring.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, you cool? Okay, I'm going to go try to win the Rumble now. Bye.
Yeah. It's like she could have spent time out. It's not like she, like, as long as she hadn't already gotten in the ring, it didn't really necessarily matter.
It. She hadn't gotten in the ring. It wouldn't have made a fucking difference. Help your friend up. Get a hug on camera. Have that fucking moment.
Yeah.
Do a little fucking dance on the side of the ring. Who fucking gives this shit?
Right?
It's the Royal Rumble. Sonya Deville's been sitting at a desk for 20 minutes. Who fucking cares?
That's yeah.
But no, totally so instead she instantly gets in the fucking ring, disses on her friend, and then back to the match we go.
Yeah, and Naomi takes out Sonya Deville.
Yeah, right away.
Pretty much right away, yeah. Because like I said, she's only in the match for like 2 minutes. Once she's actually in the match.
Yeah,
she's only in there. And so then we get one of John's favorites, Mella. That's right. Carmella comes out, and she is money. Ain't that
Mella
right,
is
John?
money. Dude, I do love me some Mella.
Yes.
Not so much a fan of the face mask thing she's doing, but
that was weird.
However,
she didn't come out with the mask on.
She never does. She puts it on once she's out at ringside.
I didn't know that.
But
because I wrote something down about this. I said Mella comes out, stayed outside, and when Rhea came out, she grabbed Mella, tossed her into the ring, but then she suddenly had a weird mask on. I didn't know about this mask because I haven't watched it enough.
She's been wearing this mask to protect her face, I guess, while she wrestles.
Okay.
I don't exactly know the whole story behind it, but like,
is it a hard mask?
No, it's like a luchador mask.
Oh, that's so weird.
But the funny thing is, though, so during Mella's entrance, I don't know if you were listening to commentary, but Corey's like, Mella is the most beautiful woman in the WWE. And the other guys are like, she's okay. Corey's like, because she's married to Corey Graves.
Oh, okay.
So Corey's like, you show her respect. And like, when she goes over to the table, she leans in front of Corey. She's like, hey, Corey. And he's like, hey, Mella. And I'm like, fucking bravo.
Oh,
just
that's
bravo.
Funny.
I didn't even give a shit.
Yeah. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, because maybe they're not married, but they're dating or whatever.
Yeah,
they're in a relationship. I don't know what stage of it, but like, fucking congratulations to them for putting that on camera, though. And her just being like, "Hey, Corey," and he's like, "Hey, Mella."
So there was one thing before. I think it was after Sonya had already gotten eliminated. Naomi had what I wrote down as almost a Kofi moment.
Yes.
I think she I don't remember what exactly she did, but she winds up on her hands, almost on the outside.
Yeah. She almost got eliminated, and then she tried to tuck her feet up under the ropes, and then fucking Sonya yanked her off.
Yeah.
I was like, what a bitch.
Yeah. I was like, Naomi became like that feed because she's done it. She's had that moment a few times.
Oh yeah, her and Kofi are the two famous ones.
Yeah, so like I was waiting for it with her, and we almost had that. So they were kind of teasing us, a little bit with it. Okay, so then we had Rhea Ripley come out,
and like you said, she fucking gets Mella, throws her up in the ring because she's like, I ain't gonna get in the ring if the person before me didn't go in the ring yet.
Yeah,
which, that's cool.
And I mean, Rhea Ripley is Rhea Ripley. She's a beast. She was in there for quite a while.
Dude, she was in there for a while.
And then we get Charlotte Flair.
Which, of course.
Yeah.
You know, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. You know, it's a classic feud that we've had going on for the last couple of years now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
well, all those comparisons that everybody throws their way, like
two WrestleManias ago.
When Charlotte challenged her for the NXT.
Mm-hmm. And then and then Rhea wound up not being able to come back for a while because of COVID.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sucked so much, man. But yeah, I mean, I don't like Charlotte, but I mean,
she had a good showing in this.
She did. A lot of times, she doesn't have good showings. Like lately, I've noticed.
No.
But I thought she did pretty damn well during this. Then we get Ivory. This is where she comes out.
Yep.
We already talked about that.
It was a shitty participant, but with the lack of people and shit. And at least they made it funny. Women shouldn't be. You little girls shouldn't be in this match. You should be doing other things with your lives. Mm-hmm. And if you've got kids, you should be with your families. And Rhea's just like, okay, pick you up, set you over the rope, and then she like shoves her off. I was like. And then Ivory's like, how dare you? And I'm like...
I'll say this. She was committed to the character, and I loved it.
I mean, I think it's funny, though, that pretty much it was Rhea that she got in the face of because that's the kind of people they went against pretty much back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
They went against, like, the degenerates, the people who were, like, Val Venus and, like, different and, like, you know.
No, yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Then we got another Hall of Famer coming out, Brie Bella.
Now,
out here.
She looked phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing out of my mouth, I said it out loud as soon as I heard the Primo. I was like, was she going to botch tonight? And then I was like, okay, I'm sorry. That's rude because, like, granted, the last couple times she's come back, she hasn't been fully on her game, you know, but I'm like, she's the fucking wife of the American Dragon, Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry.
Bryan Danielson.
And I'm like, but she looked fucking good in the ring this time. Like, she was on point. Her moves were crisp. The only thing that pissed me off is that she relied on Bryan to get over. She gets in the ring. She hits one move, and then she's like, yes, yes, yes. And I'm like, bitch, he don't work for the company anymore. Don't do that.
It's so true, man.
Like,
it's like she's stealing his shit.
Exactly. You think Bryan was at AEW going, Primo? No, he don't fucking know.
Dude, that'd be hilarious if you did know.
That would be.
Then we got Mickie James.
Now, the cool thing about this was they used her TNA theme.
Yep.
She came out with the Impact Championship.
Yep.
Her name header piece said Impact Champion, and they referred to her as the Impact Champion.
Yep. She took her time. She showed it off. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I really
got in the ring and instantly renewed a rivalry with Michelle McCool.
That was awesome.
I was like, hell yeah.
So much. Yeah. Her and Michelle going back at it. That was, dude, Michelle McCool, go over to Impact so we can see that more often. I'm just saying.
Or come back to the WWE.
Yeah, but I want to see her and Mickie do some more stuff.
True.
But yeah, dude, I would be down if Michelle McCool decided to actively come back into the world of wrestling because she was on fire. I really liked what she did during this.
And then if I'm not mistaken, after Mickie, it was Nikki Bella.
No, she comes back a few people after that.
Oh.
Next, it was Alicia Fox.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, wow, she got tatted.
She did. Yeah, dude, I was shocked by that.
I was
like full arm sleeves.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like, wow. And they commented on it too.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, first off, so
okay.
she's coming down the ramp and she's all like, and I'm like, is that the same fucking like alcoholic fox from like a year and a half ago that everybody was like, get her the fuck out of this company?
Yeah.
I'm like, is she come back? Like,
dude, I don't know.
Some women wrestlers. So fucking
when they said her name, I was like, I don't really care. But I think she did pretty well in there.
She did pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, man. I was impressed. Then we got Nikki ASH.
Yes.
She came out, did her thing. She did pretty well, actually.
She didn't come out normal, though. She came out through the crowd over the announce table and attacked Rhea Ripley from behind.
Yeah. She came from the backside of it, yeah. Which, hey, the second person of the night to come out through the crowd.
True.
The lucky crowd, man. Lucky crowd. Then Summer Rae.
Yes.
John, the legend. Summer Rae.
Now, here's the funny thing. Did you catch the mic, like the live mic on the entranceway as she ran by? She screamed, fuck you at Natalya, and the live mic caught
my God, I didn't catch that.
Go back just to that part of the Rumble.
Yeah.
And as she runs by, she's like, fuck you! And I'm like...
oh, my goodness. There was one thing that happened with Summer Rae that I thought was really funny.
Tell me it's the double team throw out when they're like, bye, get the fuck out of here.
I think it was right. It was kind of like right before that. She was like, what do you think now? And then Charlotte just like clocks her from behind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, that just really made me laugh.
Like I said, though, did you notice that after she got eliminated by Natalya and Charlotte, or Natalya and Charlotte, they leaned on the ropes and both of them were like, go, get the fuck out of here. Charlotte's like, bye, bitch. Yeah, I was like, because, fuck.
If anybody's a legend, it's those two.
Oh, yeah.
Not Summer Rae.
But the fact that, that's a very rare side of Charlotte you see.
Yeah. They must have had some legit heat between Summer and them, like, backstage when they were all there. There must have been.
I heard Summer's really been stirring the pot, so I wouldn't doubt it.
Really? Yeah. It's like, no offense, but, like, you say Summer Rae, and I almost am like, who? Like, who the fuck? Like, who the fuck are you?
The thing. You were an escort for Johnny Curtis as Fandango. Yeah. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah, it's like, fuck out of here. Like, nobody gives a shit.
Like, you're a warm body to fucking fill out a match. Calm down.
Yeah, and she was in there for 52 seconds.
Yeah.
So, there's your legendary status. And then we get Nikki Bella to come out.
Because you can look, but you can't touch. She had a lot of problems with her top.
Yeah.
She kept having to, readjust it quite a bit. And I was like, I'm going to sound a lot like the king here for a second, and I don't mean to, but let the boobies fly, Burrow. Just let them go.
I mean, I'll be totally honest. That's the easiest way to tell them apart.
Yeah.
Nikki made sure that she looked different from her sister.
Yes.
It's true. It's very true. And she winds up getting eliminated by her sister.
Well, yeah, but we'll get to that.
It just made me laugh because, I like that they started they were actually working together.
Well, yeah, but the same thing happened. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Nikki eliminated Brie.
Yeah.
So it was payback.
It's true. Yeah, it's very true.
But before that,
Sarah Logan comes out.
And this is, so I don't know if you caught this or not, but as soon as she gets in the ring, Liv's crying.
Yeah.
And it made me cry. Legit tears while I was sitting on my couch, because that was the moment of she really didn't know that Sarah Logan was in there, or she was really happy to see her friend back.
Yeah.
And there was an exclusive that I'm pretty sure I sent you the video of on Facebook where Liv and her were backstage after the Rumble. And she was like, it was really good to have my friend back. She was crying the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
And it was so special.
Yeah.
I was really glad that they got to have a moment. And it was really sad that Ruby couldn't be there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I would have loved to have seen that. But
Sarah Logan looks great.
And the problem is she wasn't in for very long, less than a minute.
I know.
Both her and Liv,
by both of the Bellas.
Both her and Liv wind up out. And I think Liv and Sarah should have gotten back in the ring and taken out the Bellas.
Yes.
That's what I think that should have happened.
However, though, can we talk about how funny it was that Liv Morgan tried a crossbody on 2 women and they just caught her and then turned around and were like, bye.
Bye, bitch.
And I was like, oh, poor Liv is out. I'm like, no. But I thought the same thing. I was like, well, maybe this is Sarah Logan's way of coming back because they offered her to come back after the firing. And she said, why? I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Absolutely.
So maybe she will come back and we'll get like a small pairing of her and Liv again.
Dude, that would be awesome, because it just would be. And they could still call it I want them to still call themselves the Riot Squad.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That way Ruby's always with them in some
But with their individualities though. Not like I don't want them to go back to uniform. I like that Liv can be herself and Sarah Logan can be like the wild child.
I agree. I would 100% be okay with that. And I mean, they need some female tag teams. Yeah. There are none.
There are none.
It's like ridiculous. I don't know how many NXT has, but the whole thing with the Dusty Classics, do they actually even have enough?
Nope. That's why they had to cancel. That's either postponed or canceled.
Yeah. So it's like that.
I texted you about that the other night.
Yeah. I'm just like, it's ridiculous that they are trying to do this. They have nobody. I don't know.
Nobody.
It's ridiculous. But then we got Lita coming up next. Yes.
She hasn't missed a step.
Dude, I was so happy to see how well she was doing. I was so impressed. It was fantastic. Like you said, has not missed a step.
No.
Her and Mickey doing some stuff, which was cool. But I gotta say, I don't know if it was meant to happen this way, but I thought Mickey's elimination was kind of BS because she was on the apron and she was half in and half out. And then she gets kicked out or whatever by Lita. And I'm like, I have seen plenty of times where people are half in and that's counted as them being back in.
Yeah. I don't know what was up with that, but
yeah, I was like, I don't like that. But I love seeing Lita and knowing that she's gonna be actively doing stuff again.
Yeah.
Because she's facing Becky. I think at Elimination Chamber, right? Yeah.
Or the title.
Yeah. I'm like, a fucking title match? Yeah. Okay. Her and Becky, I think that'll be a bitchin' match, man.
I think that'll be a great match.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. So then we get Mighty Molly. This is where all that stuff comes out, which we talked about.
Yep.
And then number 28 was Ronda Rousey. And I was like,
no, you had to have missed Shayna Baszler.
No, Shayna Baszler is the last one.
Oh, you're right. Right.
Rousey comes out, then Shotzi Blackheart.
Shotzi, and then
Shayna Baszler. So we can talk a bit about how this whole thing comes to an end.
Once Shayna and Ronda are in the ring together, did you notice the looks they were shooting each other because they're friends?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, we're gonna get to see some cool double team MMA shit.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like,
dude, Baszler was on fire.
Baszler was a loaded house of fire.
And I did not like her when she first showed up in the WWE.
I'm glad to see her warming up to her.
But I'm a big fan of hers now. I think she, because she, like I said earlier, she puts the work in. She's bettered herself.
Now
she's actively a good wrestler now.
It was weird. So as the numbers were dwindling down and it got down to the final 4, they were out boom. 2 get eliminated immediately, and it comes down to Charlotte and Ronda.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that happened so fucking fast.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Charlotte charges her, she's like, scoop, boom. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's why I didn't. That's the main reason I didn't like the ending. Not just because it was Ronda winning it. was like, come on.
See, but
it was so anticlimactic.
Yes, it really was anticlimactic. But I'm going to do, out of the winning and knowing that she's going to go on to Mania, I'm going to do some fantasy booking here.
Ooh, okay. So this is where your fantasy booking is.
This is where part of my fantasy booking comes in. And you're going to hate it a little bit, but follow me on this journey for a second.
Okay.
We now know that Ronda Rousey is going to go to Mania in main event.
Yes.
I don't, unless it's been decided already and I haven't seen it, we don't know who she's going up against yet. But I'm assuming it's going to be Charlotte.
I feel like it's got to be.
I feel like it should be, but either way, it'll be a good match. This is what I want, though. I want her to beat whoever it is. Okay. But I want it to be a good match. I want it to be showing where, like, Ronda Rousey is really, like... Because I told you this before we recorded, and I'm going to say this again. When she comes out and looks pissy, and she's all like... She doesn't look very good. But when she smiles, she's a very pretty lady. If they turned her into, like, a 2002 Triple H... I'm just here to kick ass and be the champion.
Yeah.
And I don't care who gets in my way, but I'm going to lay you the fuck out.
Like almost a face, but not trying to please the fans, but not actively being a heel.
Yes. Think like the man Becky Lynch version.
Okay.
I'm just here to do my job, and if you get in my way, oh well.
Okay.
So
if she can show that she has really been training, and I know she's been training with Ember Moon. That's she trained with her to get ready for the Rumble.
Athena now,
yeah. If she can really show me that she has been putting the work in, I'll give her a shot. But just like I did with Shayna Baszler.
I'm not done with my fantasy booking.
Okay, I'm here to listen.
So she wins at Mania.
Okay.
She starts getting a lot of people coming at her. She needs somebody to help her out. She needs somebody there, even though she's a tough ass, like Triple H was a tough ass. You need a best friend, somebody to help watch you back. She calls upon Shayna Baszler. Somebody who has the same background and could be a legit workhorse with her and help her improve.
She would be a much better partner than fucking Nia Jax was.
Exactly. Yeah. Both of them have a similar style, a similar look. You can build here. Okay. Yeah. Here's where the fantasy booking takes a step further. As Shayna Baszler and her are partnering up, they take the women's tag team titles.
Okay.
Okay. Now Shayna Baszler has tag team gold. She looks at Ronda and she goes, well, I can do what you do. She beats the other champion. Now they've got both heavyweight champions and they've got the tag team gold. And they go, who's going to stop us now?
I mean, again, if Ronda proves that she's going to put the work in, I'd be 100% down with all of that.
2-woman power trip.
Dude, I fucking dig that. Yeah.
That's my fantasy booking.
2-woman power trip.
I mean, they don't have to call themselves that.
We will call them that. Mm-hmm.
But
Vince, if you are listening, take this advice.
So, again, Ronda Rousey points at the big WrestleMania sign, and there it is.
Yep. I do agree. I think she will be facing Charlotte. Like, I feel like there hasn't been there's just no reason at this point for me to believe that she's going to face Becky. Or possibly Lita, if Lita takes the title at Elimination Chamber.
Right.
So I don't buy that it's going to be, would be either of them. But it obviously, her and Charlotte have history. And
so do her and Becky, though.
Yeah. But I feel like they kind of they gave us that foreshadow at the end of the Rumble. It was the two of them.
Well, yeah. And they were in front of the big Mania sign, like, It was foreshadowed.
Yeah, so I 100% believe it'll be her. I don't know who Becky will wind up being. You know, I don't know if Lita's going to stick around. I don't know if it'll be Doudrop again. Who knows? But
speaking of Doudrop, though, let's talk about the women's championship match.
All right.
Now, I realized something as soon as this match started that I thought was really funny.
Okay.
Doudrop is a Scots person, like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Okay. So you could take Doudrop and Drew McIntyre and put them against Sheamus and Becky Lynch. Scots versus the Irish.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
The last kickers versus the drunken Scots.
I think that would actually be a hell of a match.
But also Nikki Cross is Scottish, so
that's true. She just runs. She's like, "Can I be a part of this?" And they're just like, "No."
What would even be funnier though is if she was like old school Nikki, like Sanity Nikki, and she's just running around the ring the whole time being like, "Let Nikki play! Let Nikki play!"
But now, see, I would be more down with that if they did mixed tag matches the way that Impact that does it and actually lets the men and women fight each other.
Yes.
Just saying. I mean, rock on Matt Cardona. We saw that chair shot. We saw it.
I saw nothing.
The ref may not have seen it.
No. Do not speak for me. I did not see Matt Cardona do anything. I saw him tie his boot.
He was just holding the chair. They're trying to give her a seat.
What chair?
She looked so tired.
What chair?
He was just trying to help.
Don't you even... No, you were trying to put him in a position. He did not have a chair. If there was a chair, the referee would have seen it.
Just remember, John, he never once picked you.
That motherfucker hit Jordan Grace with a chair.
Where there it is. He never once picked you.
That's why I said that motherfucker hit Jordan Grace with a chair. But back to Doudrop versus Becky Lynch. Big time Bex.
Yep. Not the man.
For all copyright purposes, we are not referring to her as the man.
So we're going to call her the dude from now on.
The dude.
Yep, she's the dude.
I thought this match was actually really well told.
Yeah.
Considering, and I'm going to do something different that I don't typically do. I don't like the name Doudrop.
Yeah,
I don't. So I'm going to call her Piper this time.
Yeah.
Piper looked phenomenal.
Dude.
She looked like she was powerful. Mm-hmm. She was moving very well.
Oh, yeah.
She was fluid.
Because that's the thing with like bigger wrestlers, you always worry that they're going to be slow.
Yes.
Because we see it all the time. Big Show, Mark Henry, they're just slow.
She reminds me a lot of Husky Harris.
Yeah.
Like back before he became Bray.
Yeah, man.
Like everybody was like, oh, he's a tank with a Ferrari engine.
Yep.
And I'm like, I look at Piper Niven and I'm like, she's a beast. Like she obviously has a great work ethic. She knows what she's doing in the ring, and she knows how to tell a hell of a story.
Oh, yeah.
I was legit worried when she did that cannonball roll into the steps.
Dude, that's like the one main note that I had. I was like, Doudrop just chucked herself into the stairs. I was like,
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of notes for this match because I was really enthralled by the story.
Oh, yeah.
Now, me and you were talking about this before we recorded, so I'm going to bring this up now.
Okay.
The crowd was really quiet because the WrestleMania sign was on fire.
Which I didn't even notice.
Well, they never showed it. That's why.
Yeah. But you said that she says something. Yeah. And I didn't catch it. I didn't catch her.
At one point, Becky's like towards the announce table, and she's like, "That's right. That sign is on fire because of me." And I'm like, "Oh, she's crazy." Now,
that's hilarious, though.
I thought this match was put together exceptionally well between these two women.
Yeah.
I wasn't 100% sure who was going to win this match, and I knew who won the match. Like, I knew going into it, Becky Lynch retained, and the whole time I was watching it, I'm still like, wait, is Doudrop going to pull this shit out?
Yeah.
Like, is she really going to beat Becky right now?
Mm-hmm.
And then at the very end, when she hits that, like, rock bottom from the middle rope, I was like, oh, shit.
I was lucky. I did not have this spoiled for me. This was I think this and the mixed tag match were the only two that I did not know the result of before watching it.
Really?
Yeah. And so like I felt that way. I was like, she's gonna pull this off. She's gonna do it. She's gonna become the champ. I mean, she didn't, but dude,
she got so close.
Told her, like you said, man, hell of a storyteller.
Like Becky Lynch, because I just watched the Broken Skull podcast that she did with Austin.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how when she was the man, she was a face. And everybody loved her. And she said when she came back, she didn't want to be a face. She wanted to see if she could officially pull off the heel Becky. Because before, she goes, I was asked a question by John Cena one time, and I didn't know how to answer it. And it was, who are you? She goes, I didn't know who I was. She goes, but then I became the man, and I figured out what he was talking about. The fans knew who I was. I know who I was. She goes, and I ran into Cena after she became the man. And she was like, I get it now. I feel different. The fans look at me different. She was telling Austin she was super happy that she got that over. But now she wants to get that over being a heel. And she feels like they recorded that podcast, I think it was 2 weeks before the Rumble.
Okay.
And she was like, I feel like I'm hitting my stride as a heel. She goes, I can do what I want and I can be who I want. I can go out there wearing the clothes I want to wear. I can look how I want to look and say whatever I want to say. And I feel the best I've felt.
Nice.
And I watched that match and I went, people still love Becky Lynch, even though she's a heel. And that's when you know you're doing your job well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because you still want her to lose, but you like her.
Yeah.
And like Piper Niven Doudrop is a future Hall of Famer in her own rights.
Oh, yeah.
She will be a WWE champion in no time.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. She'll be either the women's champion or the SmackDown women's champion. And I hate referring to the titles that way, but for the sake of argument for today, one of those two championships will be over her shoulder in, like, for lack of a better term, due time. Due time on the Doudrop.
I like it. Own that pun, man. Own it.
But this was a hell of a fight.
Dude, it was.
Doudrop showed that she is ready. Not 100% there yet, but she's ready.
Yeah.
And Becky Lynch showed that for fucking sake of it, she is the dude.
She's the dude. I think Piper working with Becky has made her better.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think that's a big thing. It's like she came in with fucking, what's her fucking face? Eva Marie. And I'm just like, bleh. Like I liked Piper, but like I thought that they were just like doing shit with her.
100% agree.
Know? And now that there is no Eva Marie, she's the fuck out of here. Piper, Doudrop, whatever, is able to kind of be her own person now.
I would 100% agree with that.
Yeah, man, I dig it. I'm loving it. So, all right. So next up, we've got the Bobby Lashley Brock Lesnar match for the WWE Championship.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Now both men respectively have someone in their corner too. Yeah. Bobby Lashley comes out with MVP and Brock Lesnar comes out with Paul Heyman. Now, first note of the thing, before the match even starts, I noticed Bobby Lashley's walking around the ring. He's got his nice white gear on. Somebody didn't pay enough attention to designing his gear, though, because they put black lettering with, like, no detail to it. Okay. So it's supposed to say Almighty, and it just looks like black blurbs.
Oh, like there's no outline.
There's no outline to any of the wording. Gotcha. So it just looks like a black blurb and then a space and a black blurb. Yeah. And when they zoomed in, I could tell it was supposed to be there. But because it's on white tights, they had to put black on black. And I was like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Second note I have for this match. If this wasn't a Haas fight for the ages, I don't know what was.
Yeah.
But knowing what we know of the outcome of this match and the way it gets to them, I thought this was going to be a superhero fight. No way about it. I just didn't know how they were going to get there. It's like Marvel versus DC. Both guys have to look strong. And I did not see, because like I said, I didn't know about the run-in at the end.
Yeah.
I knew who won, but I didn't know how.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't care. I was like,
I was surprised that this was the shortest match of the night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I expected it to be more.
Well, I agree. And then the thing that really made me laugh is that, so the poor ref takes a double bump. He gets like bumped into the corner, and then Brock picks up fucking Lashley, and then he's like, wham! I'm like, that poor ref. I was like, why is the ref taking a bump so early in the fucking match? I was like, and then Brock's like standing there, like he's got the pin, and you hear the fans count to at least 5.
Yeah.
And he stands up, and I'm like, what the fuck is going to happen here? I'm like, is MVP going to fucking interfere? I'm like, is the Hurt Locker going to get involved even after like they've disbanded? And then I hear the crowd, and I'm like, oh, who's coming? And then all of a sudden, it's like, boom! And I was like, what the fuck? And as he's getting up, I'm like, oh my God, it's Roman.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how this did not get spoiled.
I
don't know.
I don't know for me either, because I'm always on Twitter lately. Like, I've been on Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
But I was like, what the fuck is Roman doing right now? I'm like, this is how Lashley wins? And then he turns to Paul, and he's like, and I'm like, oh, no. And Paul's like,
yep.
And I was like, oh, no.
Uh-huh.
I was like, they're not going to do dirty. And like fucking Lesnar stands up, and I'm like, oh. And he's like, boom.
Yeah.
And then he just drops the title. And I'm like, fuck. And he gets like, I see Paulie going around the ring. And then his like Roman gets out. I'm like, yeah, that was smooth. I get it now. Like,
dude, it was so smooth.
Sense.
Yes, it did.
Everything from the opening of the night clicked. Mm-hmm. This line back up that it was a setup the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, bravo. It made me not hate the ending to that match.
Yeah.
So much more.
Yeah.
And then fucking MVP's like, go! And Lashley's just like, ugh. And you see the ref go running past Roman, and he slides into the ring, and he's like, 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, bravo. I'm like, bravo. I'm like, it was a comic book fight right down to the finish.
Yeah. One
couldn't look stronger than the other without upsetting somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Egos had to stay in check. And at the same time, Brock Lesnar loses his title. Lashley gets his title back. Lashley gets to be the Almighty again. He's all like, yeah, look at my big dick. Okay? Brock Lesnar gets pissed off, which is why on Raw, it makes sense that they put him in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
He was robbed. Instead of giving him a rematch, you put him in there with 5 other guys, one of which has the fucking title. Cool. So now there will be 4 other guys surrounding them, all who want the fucking title. Cool beans.
What do you think the odds are that Lesnar starts the Elimination Chamber?
Oh, I'd say pretty decent.
I have a feeling it'll be him. I don't know who it's going to be, and I also like the other person. But I wouldn't be surprised if he takes out the first person before anybody else even gets in.
Oh, God. Oh, God. It's got to be Austin Theory.
Dude, that would be hilariously awesome. He takes him out before anybody else, and then so he's just there, ready for whoever else comes out.
You know what would be even funnier? He beats him and then doesn't let him out of the cage and just keeps whooping his ass until the timer goes off and then disposes of him.
Dude, that's what I want. That is right there.
Now,
right there. That's what
I know we talked about this like a few days ago off camera, but I'm going to put it here, even though I know now it's already been talked about.
Okay.
I'm going to say now Brock Lesnar is going to win the Elimination Chamber, walk away as the WWE Championship, and we're going to get Roman versus Brock Lesnar at Mania for title.
Yeah, I feel like that's the most reasonable option to happen.
Sounds right to me.
It's like, why bother having him win the Rumble? You know what I mean? Like, why bother having him in the Elimination Chamber with Bobby Lashley? Like, why do all of this if not to lead to that? I don't know.
100% agree.
Yeah, so yeah, I see that happening.
After that match, we got what was the I completely forgot almost.
Oh yeah.
We got Miz and Mrs. being Maurice versus Edge and Beth Phoenix.
Yes.
This match. Woo!
Beth Phoenix doing a Luna Vachon thing going on
tribute to
with
Luna
her hair
Vachon.
and the like lightningy makeup stuff. I love that.
I loved the entrance. Like, first off, backing up to Maurice and Miz coming out, Maurice looked fucking gorgeous.
Dude, man. She
like,
is.
I don't say this enough due to the fact that they're heels, but Miz is a lucky man.
It's true.
I would gladly.
I love the Miz. You know that.
You've always loved the Miz.
I have. No matter what. I've always been a fan.
When it came to this match, I thought this match went a little bit longer than needed. I feel like this match could have been cut down by like 5 to 10 minutes and still served its purpose.
It was only 12 minutes long, so I don't think cutting it.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, I don't think cutting it 10 minutes would do anything.
Maybe
5 minutes, maybe, you know. It's just a few would, you know.
It felt longer than 12.
Yeah, it did.
But it was good. Yeah. I just didn't like all the cat chasing at the beginning.
And that's why I think Impact does it better. Let the guys and the girls just fight.
In all fairness, Maurice or Beth Phoenix kicked the living shit out of the Miz.
That's true.
There's no believable way that Maurice could have beaten up Edge.
I mean, depends if there's DQs or if the ref's looking. She could do some dirt. She's a heel.
That is true.
Dirty tactics.
Look,
you know what I mean?
was really impressed that she hit a couple of her husband's moves in this match.
Yeah.
She, up until the end of the match, I wasn't sure Maurice still had it in her to be an in-ring talent.
Yeah.
I was like, she's doing a lot of basic shit, but okay, she's holding her own. And then it was towards the end of the match where she really got like into it. I was like, oh, she still got moves. Like, what the fuck?
Let me ask you this question. Do you think Beth Phoenix could take on Edge?
Yes.
So if she can, if Maurice can take on Beth Phoenix and have it be believable, why not be able to take on Edge?
Because no, trying to be like, I'm not trying to be mean to Maurice. Beth Phoenix is a fucking beast.
But what I'm saying is, if she can go head to head with Beth Phoenix,
I mean,
why not have? Why do you think that Maurice couldn't go head to head with Edge?
Go head to head. Do I think Maurice could beat Beth? No.
I don't mean beat. No, just because you were like, I don't think that she could match up with Edge. Is what you said.
What I'm saying is though, there's a big difference. I know for a fact that Beth Phoenix could I've seen her squat Edge.
Yeah. That's my point.
Maurice couldn't pick up Edge like that.
But that's my point. If Maurice can fight Beth Phoenix, then Maurice can fight Edge.
I mean...
Right?
It's a little bit of a difference.
I don't think it is, though. I think that Beth and Edge, I think that's a pretty... Beth might even be, like, a little bit harder to beat. I think she could... I'm not saying she would beat Edge. Not even close. But I think she could get some shots in, make some moves. I think it could work.
Maybe.
And be believable.
Maybe.
Especially with heel tactics. I'm just saying.
With heel tactics, sure.
Yeah. But that's the kind of stuff I want to see. But yeah,
so,
I thought this was a decent match.
This match was pretty well put together.
Yeah.
What made me even happier was the double glam slam at the end. It's really nice seeing a man use a woman's finisher instead of the woman always having to use the man's finisher.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it was really special. And then I don't know if you caught it afterwards, but they celebrated with their girls.
Oh, yeah. They went over to I did.
They went over to the guardrail, and I was like, that's a great moment for them.
Yeah.
Like, they got the win. They got to celebrate with their little girls. Fucking Miz looked really decent in this match, though.
Yeah.
For like him and Edge did most of the work, but
it
was a good match. It was
which that's sad. That's always saddens me when they lean too much of it on the men. Just instinctively they do that.
And that's why I wasn't sure that Maurice could carry her own, because like she could have worked with Beth at the beginning. And instead of doing all the running around the ring and trying to escape, she could have just looked weak in the ring and then surprisingly started pulling shit out.
I think that's just what the plan was, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was a good match, though. Yeah. Great match.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it.
And then we got into the 30-man Rumble.
Yes, we did, sir. The 30-man Rumble started off AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
got to renew that rivalry a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of funny that AJ was number one because, he's the phenomenal one. I like when WWE does that.
Yeah. AJ did, I'm going to use the pun, phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. He was the workhorse of this match.
He had the most eliminations.
Did he?
Yeah. He had 6 eliminations. Brock Lesnar, who came in last, had 5.
Wow.
So, AJ really worked. Like you said, he was the workhorse.
Yeah. He was the workhorse of this match.
Yeah. He was
in there for like a half. Through some of the competitors?
Yeah. So, like I said, we start with AJ and Shinsuke. Then we get Austin Theory, who comes in. He actually was in there for a while.
Oh, yeah. He was in there for a lot longer than I thought he was going to be.
It's because he's Vince's, pet.
Yeah, he's Vince's pet.
So.
It bugged me a little bit.
Yeah. It bothered me, especially, knowing that he got so much, and then thinking back, the fact that Robert Roode came out after and was in there less than a minute.
Oh, yeah. And I honestly thought they did him dirty.
Dude, I literally wrote that in my notes. They did Robert Roode dirty. Because they did. And it's
which is funny, because him and Dolph Ziggler called themselves the Dirty Dogs.
Yeah.
But, they did him legit dirty.
They fucked them over. Then we got Ridge Holland, who came in after that. Followed by, who was in there for fucking almost 20 minutes.
Yeah, he was in there.
Yeah. And then Montez Ford came out.
He looked good.
Yeah. I love the Street Profits, man.
Montez, I like him more than I like Dawkins.
Yeah.
But overall together, the Street Profits are they're fire.
Agreed. Yeah. Then we got Damian Priest, who came in. And then Sami Zayn. Always doing good
stuff.
And
then we got Johnny Knoxville.
Yes, we did. Out
with Preston and Wee Man.
Yeah.
And some other dude.
Yeah, and he actually, got, an elimination.
I have to say, this is one of my first notes for the Men's Rumble. I love that he gets in there and, AJ Styles is like, look, you think you're going to be big? Go ahead and hit me. I'll let you hit me. Mm-hmm. He's like, really? And he's like, yeah. And he fucking forearmed him. And I was like, that looked really fucking good. And AJ's like, wow, that was good. All right, my turn. And he fucking lays him out. And I was like, damn. He gave him a 5-piece biscuit combo.
Oh, man. I loved seeing Knoxville. He wasn't in there long.
No.
But it was fun. It's funny because, so many people were like, oh, man, Knoxville's going to make it all the way to the end. Dude was in there a minute and a half.
I would have loved to have seen him do a little bit more, but for what he did, it was well put to. And like you said, he gets eliminated pretty much instantly. Yeah. AJ gets his spot in there. Sammy picks him up, eliminates him, and then he's like, ha ha, and while Sammy's got his back turned, he gets fucking eliminated.
Yep. And it's I would have loved to have seen Knoxville in longer, but would it have really been believable?
No.
I don't think so. No. So we got the entertainment that we needed.
I said that about one of the guys who comes in later in the match.
Yeah.
And I was very shocked at how well he did in the match. It's the other celebrity appearance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, when we get there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But then, so next came out Angelo Dawkins.
Yep.
Okay. And then Omos, who, even though he was only in the match for less than 5 minutes, was he was wrecking some shop, man.
I have to say, man, he is a big dude.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people didn't think to team up and eliminate him faster, but I get it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, come on, you always go for the biggest dude.
Always go
get
for
him
the
out.
big dude.
You know, it's like prison. You always take out the biggest dude, and you also just don't drop the soap. It's true. So then we got Ricochet.
Ricochet.
You know, he did his thing, and then Chad Gable. This dude, man,
American Alpha,
rallying the troops.
He was trying,
dude, getting everybody. He's like, listen, this is what we're gonna do. Damian Priest, you're gonna go and take out Omos.
I mean,
which was a brilliant plan because he wanted Damian out because he was the second biggest dude in the ring.
Oh yeah.
He's like, okay, Omos takes care of Damian Priest. He's like, now all of us, the rest of us, are gonna take out Omos, and they do. Which it's those AJ Styles, Austin Theory,
hits, the phenomenal forearm to like really get the push over, but
yeah. So it's AJ, Austin Theory, Chad Gable,
the Street Profits,
Dominic Mysterio, who hasn't come in yet, but after he comes in, this happens. Ricochet and Rich Holland are all who kind of get together to take.
No, the Street Profits were out by that point. Almost eliminated both the Street Profits.
Yeah, because Dominic comes in after Chad Gable comes out. But yeah, so they're in the midst of trying to get Omos out. When Dominic comes out and he jumps in to help.
I also thought that we were going to see Ray sooner because they were like teasing the whole Ray Dominic thing.
Oh yeah.
And then like Dominic's gone relatively fast.
Yeah. He was only in there for just under 4 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not long at all. And then after Dominic, we got Happy Corbin.
Yeah.
Who was surprisingly in there for like 10 minutes.
Dude. So when he gets in there, he ends up hitting the deep six. I think it was on Dominic. Like it's the one where he gets him up on the. That deep six was more like a deep fucking 12. He proceeded to hit it, and then it kept spinning, and I was like, Jesus fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He did really well.
Corbin looked good too, though.
He did. Yeah, I agree. Then we got Dolph Ziggler, who didn't get done dirty.
No, but he's also like he is now the second most appearances in the Royal Rumble, only to that of Kane.
I think it was like 15. Okay.
And Kane has 16.
Yeah.
So next year, if Dolph is in the Rumble, he'll tie Kane at 16.
And I think Sheamus was the next one. I think he's number 3.
15.
Yeah. And speaking of Sheamus, he's who comes out next. Does pretty well.
Right as Ridge Holland is dumped.
Yep.
And again, that's his protege. And he's like, hey, buddy, I'm getting in the ring now.
Yeah, Sheamus don't care. Like, come on.
No.
Then we got Rick Boogs. He's funny, man.
Dude,
he's funny.
I didn't realize how fucking strong that dude was.
Yeah.
Until he got in there. And then it was, who was the first person he's like, or was that? Yeah, no, it's Dominic. He puts Dom up over his head. And he's like one arm bench pressing him.
Oh,
like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, the one arm. I was like, holy
Rick
shit.
Boogs.
Rick fucking Boogs, man. I dig it. I like him. Then we got Madcap Moss.
Which is the other half of the Happy Corbin tag team.
Then Riddle comes in at number 20.
Yeah. Now, Riddle was originally supposed to win this. And knowing that going into watching this, I was like, 20. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good placement for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the ring wasn't overly filled when he comes in either.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, 20 though.
Yeah. I could have seen that working out pretty well. I would have been interested to see like what his like path leading toward WrestleMania and beyond would have been.
Yeah, man, that would have been interesting.
Won. You know, like because it's hard to envision him beating either Bobby Lashley or Roman for the title. But you never know. You know, you never know. But I guess we'll.
I think him and Lashley could have put on a good match though, because they both got MMA background.
That's true. It could have been interesting. Then we got Drew McIntyre, who, I mean, if I hadn't already known who was going to win, I would have been rooting for him to take it.
So here's the sad thing. So I know I'm jumping the gun on this one a little bit, but he takes a neck breaker from who fucking hit him with it? I don't remember. Somebody hits him with the neck breaker though at one point. And I'm like, he's just coming back from like neck rehabilitation.
Yeah.
And it looked very fucking scary.
Yeah.
Like he landed like kind of sideways. And I'm like, fucking people, man. Like, watch out for who you're working with.
Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, it was rough to watch that. I'll be honest with you. Then we got Kevin Owens, followed by Rey Mysterio.
Ray.
And then the saddest part of this entire match, Kofi Kingston.
Dude, I felt bad for Kofi.
Man, Kofi always puts on a great show. You know, we always get what has been dubbed the Kofi moment. You know,
so I realized because I actually got to see it because I knew he'd missed his spot.
Yeah,
but when I got to actually watch it, I slightly blamed Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Owens didn't shove him hard enough.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like, Kofi went ribs first, right into the barricade.
Yeah.
He needed to be up a little bit higher so that he could have, like, at least landed on the barricade.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he would have hit his ribs first, but his feet wouldn't have been so low.
Yeah. Yeah. It was such a fuck, because, like, they had to do, like, the playback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's like you're fucking watching football, and they're like, "Let's run the tape back."
Dude, they not only ran the tape back, but then they run it from like two different angles, and like the poor ref is like, "Kofi, like, there's no saving it, man. People saw." Yeah. And Kofi's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, still hanging on, and they're like, "Come on, Kofi, you're out. People saw." And he's like, "You saw it." Like his face was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, and that sucks because we got multiple. Like throughout the two rumbles, multiple early botches.
Oh yeah,
like you said, the Melina thing wound up actually being a botch. She was supposed to be in there longer.
She was supposed to be in there a lot longer.
And then the Kofi, and obviously the Kofi thing. It's like, fuck. Like I just wanted. I wanted more of both of them.
He hasn't done his spot in the last couple of years either.
Yeah.
He had let Naomi do it.
Yep.
And then this was like the first time in I think like 2 years he's attempted it.
Yep.
And he missed.
Yeah.
But you know what though? This is his first miss out of like 11 Royal Rumbles. So I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, they said that it was something like that, like 11 or 12 or something like that. And I'm like, damn, yeah, he has been here that long, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's wild to think that he's been here.
You got to remember, man, he was in ECW.
Oh, okay. Shit. Yeah.
So he was there in like 2006.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
He was Jamaican, man.
Jamaica. I remember that.
Hey, man, what happened to your accent?
Oh, that was good stuff. Okay, so then we got Otis, which I love this this version of Otis. Him and Chad Gable. What do they call it? The Alpha Academy? Is that what it is?
Academy.
Yeah, I like this version of Otis. I think they were going down a bad path with him, and it could have been one of those things where it's like you got this dude who could really do something, and you just completely botch it. They found a path for him, which I like.
Did you notice though they got rid of a lot of the shit about him that people didn't like? Like one of my biggest picks was him always being like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, he's not a comedy character anymore.
No.
Which is good.
Now that they made him like a monster heel, I'm like, good for them.
Yeah. Because like Chad Gable can be the kind of silly one. And that works.
That works.
You know, but yeah, I think with Otis, he needs to be that more serious, dominant force to really kind of get people talking about him.
Oh yeah.
So then we got Big E. He came in, did his thing for a bit, and then Bad Bunny.
Now, this man,
dude.
Oh, mama.
This motherfucker. I mean, ever since they first started bringing him in, he's impressed me,
dude. So, you know how back in the day wrestlers used to say stuff like, "Oh, I'll study my tapes," or "Oh, I was studying the tapes back." This dude has been studying and training like a pro.
Yeah.
Like, he looked so good in the Rumble for a celebrity who had no business being in there.
Yeah. Especially after seeing the other celebrity. We saw Johnny Knoxville in there.
Yeah.
The stark difference between what these two guys can do. They got similar frames. They're both scrawny dudes.
No.
But Bad Bunny makes it fucking work.
There was an instant funny moment that I thought was great. So there was the double team setup where Bad Bunny drops, I believe it was Corbin on the ropes. Rey Mysterio does the 619.
Yeah.
And Riddle's instantly like, bro, that was awesome. And Bunny fucking boots him and hits the Destroyer. And I don't know if you noticed this, but as Riddle's going down, Riddle's like,
oh, I didn't catch that part.
Go back and watch it because it's great.
Because I was just like, holy shit, that fucking Destroyer was sick.
Riddle still had his thumb up, giving it to Bunny. Like, that was great, bro.
Oh my God. I have to go back and rewatch that part because that sounds too funny.
Bunny stayed in there a lot longer than I expected him to.
Yeah, he was in there almost 8 whole minutes.
Yeah. The best part about him being in there is that he was in there when the number 30 come out.
And he got 2 eliminations.
What number did Bunny come out at?
27.
Okay, so go ahead and list the last few really quick.
So the last 3 to come out were Shane McMahon, Randy Orton, and Brock Lesnar.
So, best part about Bunny being in the ring is when Lesnar is introduced. Did you see him? First off, Randy grabs Riddle and goes to a corner. He's like, Riddle, oh, come here. And they go to their corner fighting stance.
Yeah.
Everybody else is kind of doing their thing, and Bunny's just like, I got this. And what went through my head, and you'll understand this 100%, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. There's the part where Super Shredder, or no, it's where the 2 things show up for the first time. And the 4 turtles are like, you take the ugly one. No, you take the ugly one. I'll take the ugly one. Which one's the ugly one?
Yeah.
Fucking Bad Bunny is the one who's like, I'll take the beast.
Yep.
Because as soon as Brock got in the ring, he's like, what? And Lesnar's just like, really? Boom! I was like, well, go Bad Bunny.
Yep. So I wrote something in my notes because it was a thought that popped into my head and it made me laugh. And I was like, I got to write that down. I put down, Lesnar is the Oprah of suplexes. You get a suplex. You get a suplex. Everybody gets a suplex.
So, did you notice that Shane McMahon came at him with those weak punches? Shane's like, oh! And Lesnar's just like,
I mean, Lesnar was probably already pissed and just wasn't gonna sell anything he was gonna do.
I can't say I blame him.
Like, and no, I mean, maybe full offense, I don't know, to Shane McMahon, do better punches then. Like they've never looked.
That's my 100% right there.
They have never looked good.
No,
they've always looked like trash.
Let's talk about the final 2.
Okay,
I love that after the dust settles and the final 2 are standing there, it is Drew McIntyre face to face again for the first time in 2 years with Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
And he looks at him, and did you hear what he said to him?
I don't think I caught that.
There's a lot more people here this time.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, we're going to do this. And he's like, and it's going to be the same outcome. And Brock went, sure. And like, they just start going. And I'm like, oh, man, okay.
I feel like it was too short.
I agree.
It should have been like a fucking battle with those 2 at the end.
I agree. And I was a little disappointed that it didn't go longer.
Yeah.
But of course, Brock eliminates him. Brock gets his moment in the sun. And I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
Now, overall, I stand with this was a solid pay-per-view.
Yeah, I agree.
I wasn't really disappointed like I thought I was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Like I was after my initial viewing, because I watched it, I think, the Monday after it aired.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was like, half of these matches sucked. And it was mainly because I didn't like the way they ended.
Yeah.
But as I've had nearly a week to, like, mull it over my mind, I'm like,
yeah.
You know what? It wasn't that bad. Like, yeah, I may not have agreed with the way certain things ended. But really, this was a decent pay-per-view.
I would say it was at least a B show.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'd probably, honestly, 3.5 to 4 boots, somewhere in that range. I'd probably give it.
I could give it a solid 4, even possibly a 4.5.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our favorite little parts of the night.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the best match, the worst match, the MVP, and the moment of the night. Where would you like to start on that list?
What's your worst match of the night?
The Men's Royal Rumble overall. I would have booked it slightly differently.
Okay.
I thought they're like Robert Roode being eliminated fast, but then like other guys like being in there forever. Like it didn't make sense. Also, Shane McMahon's like power and like the over that. I would have just done it slightly different.
See, I picked the other Rumble match, the Women's Royal Rumble match.
Due to the lack of talent?
The lack of talent. The way they essentially just threw people in for like a half of a minute bullshit spot. I didn't like the fact that Ronda Rousey was the one who won. I didn't like the way it ended. It was way too quick. It's just what the fuck just happened here?
I think I had a better time with the Women's Rumble though than the Men's Rumble.
Okay.
I loved a lot of like the small shit, getting to see like there were more moments for women to have their moments.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Like the guys didn't really get like usually it's like a guy comes in, he gets 30 seconds to have his like moment to shine.
Yeah.
Like they're allowed to like they're supposed to be like it should have been like RKO, power slam,
Yeah.
But there wasn't any of those moments in the Men's Rumble really. So I was kind of disappointed.
I get that. Yeah. All right. So who would you say is your MVP of the night?
I'm probably going to really disappoint you with this pick, but I chose Seth Rollins.
Oh, okay.
For the first time in a long time. I know he's supposed to be a heel going into this match, but I was honestly happy with his performance.
Yeah.
Like for a moment, I was able to sustain the disbelief and watch it as a fan and be like, oh shit, he did the double suicide dive. Like he powerbombed Roman through the fucking table. I'm like, he was overcoming the odds and was so close to grabbing that fucking title. And then Roman slapped him in that guillotine, but he never gave up.
That's fair. I mean, I think it's a fair choice. He did fantastic.
I know the ref put his hand on the ropes, but he had the ropes, and that's what's important.
True. Okay, so I had my main choice, and I had what I called an honorable mention.
Ooh, can I try to pick your main choice?
Sure.
Was it Bad Bunny?
It fucking was Bad Bunny, man. Because this dude, 2 eliminations, almost a third.
Almost.
Showed impressive skills, a sick fucking destroyer, and took a fucking F5, man.
You know how I knew you picked Bad Bunny?
Champ. Why? How?
Because I almost picked Bad Bunny.
That's fair. Who do you think my honorable mention is then? Who do you think?
Liv Morgan.
No. This not anybody in a Rumble match.
Oh, then I don't know.
Doudrop.
Ooh.
She was my honorable mention.
Giving it out to the Scottish line.
I was really impressed by what she did in her match. And so I was like, yeah, I'll throw her a little love. Okay, let's do moment of the night.
You know what? Why don't you tell me your moment first?
Roman interfering in the Lesnar match.
Oh my God.
Everything from the moment he comes out. Everything from the moment he comes out to the moment he walks away with Paul Heyman, that whole thing.
See, my moment of the night is the Paul Heyman swerve.
Oh, specifically the Paul Heyman swerve.
Paul Heyman turning on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, mine was just that whole encapsulation of it.
Like, I thought Paul was going to side with, Brock. Brock's his boy.
Yeah.
And then, I was expecting there to be give me the fucking title, Paul. And then Paul being like, no. But he's just like, I was like, no, Paulie.
It was, dude. I didn't see it coming because it wasn't spoiled for me, and so that helped. I think.
Yeah.
I had the sheer shock moment of all of it going down, and it was great storytelling. I really enjoyed. I loved it. And so that brings us to the match of the night, John.
Okay, so this is how we're gonna do this. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then say our match of the night.
Okay.
I have a feeling
I think you're gonna be shocked. I don't know. Maybe we are, but I think you're gonna be shocked that I picked this match.
All right, ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Roman Seth.
What? No, I can't disagree with that. That was.
I know that I said the whole ending thing, right?
But the match itself.
But when I'm picking match of the night, I'm looking at it just as a match and what it did for the rest, of the show. Now, yes, it didn't set the pace the way it should have because of the way the ending, but the way it set up a story for what came later, it overshadowed. That takes all that other stuff off the table for me.
Oh yeah.
And so when I was watching that match before it ended, I was like, this is my fucking, how's anything going to beat this? This thing is fantastic. And so I was clouded by my dislike of the ending for a few days. And then I started really thinking about how it impacted the rest of the event. And yeah, dude, that match, it's fantastic as a match and everything else. So again, what was yours again?
I picked the
mixed tag
match.
Mixed tag, okay.
The Beth and Edge versus Miz.
That probably would have been my number 2, to be honest.
I mean, honestly, I was kind of biased on this one. It was the fact that I thought the match was really well done.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% like a fan of like the brick and the purse shit, but or the screwy run around the ring shit. But then they threw the family angle into it where like they got to celebrate with their girls. And that's what put it over the edge for me. And I was like, over the edge. But yeah, so that was my pick for match of the night.
Hey, that's a great pick. Because like I said, I think that would have been my second choice. So, yeah. Did I shock you with my pick?
A little bit.
Yeah, man. Keeping you on your toes.
A little bit.
All right. Did you have any other final thoughts about the Royal Rumble 2020?
I did not.
Okay. Well, then let everybody know where they can find you, John.
People, I'm going to say this nice and brisk today. Find me here. Oh, this side. Find me here at Twitter. It's Simply Saying J1. If you want to listen to my podcast, there are links there. If you want to read my blog, there's a link there. If you don't, I don't give a shit.
That's totally fair. And you can find me on Twitter at JP Raynor. That's JPRAYNOR, as well as right down here at Movie Blog Merc. That is the Twitter page for my site, Merc with a Movie Blog. And be sure to check us out right here on Off the Ropes at Off the Ropes JJ. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Patreon, YouTube, Anchor, all of them the same at Off the Ropes JJ. Be sure to check us out. If you like what you're seeing here, be sure to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, click that little bell to be notified whenever we drop new episodes. We did just recently drop an episode of our new show. It's a spin-off show. You've seen you've seen it within the show in the past, but now it's its own thing, and that is the Let Me Tell You Something, Brother. John leads that show. It's a good time. Go and check that episode out.
It was. It was pretty fun.
It was. Can't wait to do more. And again, be sure to check us out on Twitter at Off the Ropes JJ. I think that's everything that we got for him.
Hell yeah!
All right. Well, as we like to say, folks, we
are
down
the count.
Catch you next time.
Deuces.